Drummer Kingz podcast. We back. I'm in here with my man Ken. My boy Rob is off tonight. Holla at him, Ken.
Hey man, it's your favorite host Ken, Drummer Kingz podcast. We back in here. We chilling, man. You know, we drink Louis 13 on the regular. Rob got fired.
Hey man, Rob in Miami getting the BBL, man. You seen Bandman Kevo got him one of them Jones?
They said Drake got one too.
For real?
Would you go that low?
No, nigga. I mean,
You know what? But they say, you know, motherfuckers was asking me that when I was
2 Ice Cube muscle packs added to the bottom of his. You know what I mean?
Hey, people was asking me that, bro. When I finally shaved my head. Mind you, I wasn't really receding before I shaved my shit. I just said fuck it, and let me go ahead and test the waters. And I just been bald ever since.
You know, a lot of people go bald because of the military. They just don't go back. Like it ain't always. I mean, I guess some people do it because like, yeah, fuck it, I might as well let this shit go. But a lot of people, even like in any other type of like fraternal order, you know what I mean, like a fraternal.
We don't talk about hazing.
But you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shaved my shit when I shaved my shit my first year at TSU. I ain't gonna talk about why though.
But you know, some people go through shit like that and they just decide, well, you know, since it's going back, it's cool like this.
Yeah,
haircuts is $50.
And if you freshman in college walking around with a bald head, I guess when you become a seasoned grown man, it ain't really a bad thing. I wouldn't trip it, you know. My lady like it. Shit, hey. But would you go that low as to get a
BBL?
Get a, you know, the man version of I don't even want to do a hair transplant. I just feel like that's wasted money.
I feel like you turning yourself into a doll, man. When you do shit like that, man, it ain't no sense of you know, adding shit and subtracting shit. Just you know, just love yourself.
Me personally,
you know what I mean?
I just feel like for a man, it's just some shit you just don't do.
So how does it work anyways?
A BBL?
Do they took for Kevo?
I don't know, bro.
They took his you know, his abdomen pieces out or something. Like, how that shit work, B? Would they cut some of the, cause you adding a 6-pack or something he did?
He open about it, so maybe you can, you know what I'm saying, look at his page one day, maybe he talking about it, maybe he'll let you know exactly what he did. I don't know.
I had to unfollow him.
I just
had to unfollow him, man.
I think as a man, some stuff you should not cut the work out of
doing. Get your ass in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time though. So shout out to anybody who has ever got in the gym, got in the kitchen and lost weight, you know, transform their body. I say it all the time. If you can do that, you can do anything in the world. I don't care what it is. If you can discipline yourself enough to drop pounds and change yourself, you can do anything. So shout out to everybody who on the path, you know, or then done it, you know, say, man, it's
no pain, no gain.
You can do anything, in my opinion. Facts.
Without no pain, there will be no gain. It ain't gonna come easy. Everybody know that. If it's worth having, it ain't coming easy. You know, which kind of gives us a nice little segue into today's topic.
What we got, man?
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a minute, man. I'm happy to be here. It's been, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about is, all right, let me just, how does this sound to you? All right. Do you feel like if your spouse doesn't have you, and when I say have you, like have your back, have your mind, you know what I mean? 100% in everything that you're trying to do or trying to be, that you're not going to be able to successfully be that? You dig? Like if you had an idea or vision or a plan or, you know, anything, any method or a way of life you're trying to follow, do you feel like your spouse has to be there with you 100% in order for you to be successful at it?
I won't say 100% because some people are just that resilient. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make it regardless, no matter how much hindrance they got, even from inside the home. So I won't say 100, but I say, man, if they not at least with you 75%, you know what I'm saying?
So
I feel like it's gonna be very, very hard to reach the goal that you're trying to, attain.
So what about this? What if, like, let's just say they halfway in, halfway out.
Halfway ain't gonna get it.
Why not, man?
Halfway ain't gonna get it, man.
Why not?
Because halfway in, halfway out, that's not support. That's just saying, as long as we together, or as long, you know what I'm saying? Halfway in and halfway out, bro. It's just like, hey man, I'm doing this because I said I do. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
that's why I said it gotta be. They have to believe in the vision and the dream more than 50%. 50% is just saying, hey man, regardless if I believe you or not, I'm here. That's what 50% is.
So what about this,
you know what I'm saying?
All right. Hit you with hit it another way.
50.
Let's just say you these plans and whatever these. Let's say you're having a lifestyle change. Is it fair or is it right for you to expect your spouse to have your back in the event, like, hey man, that's not the person that I signed up for. This ain't the deal I signed. You can't just be. You can't just throw this much weight on me right now. You know what I mean? Like,
lifestyle,
what about that?
Lifestyle changes are different when you talk about that, because like you said, you are marrying a version of a person that that you have in front of you. So you gotta, when you turning somebody's world upside down, even if it's yours, if it's gonna affect somebody else's life, then you gotta communicate and have that type of, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not bad things. Sometimes it's good shit. You know what I'm saying? When people turn their life upside down and their lifestyle change and all that stuff, sometimes it's for the better. But if it's gonna affect everybody else in the house on a negative level, then yeah, you gotta have them conversations, because you just can't expect everybody to just roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Just roll with it. You go, you know what I'm saying? You go to sleep and wake up and all the pork go.
You know I'm about to do it, right? You know I'm about to slam it, right? So let's just say I just woke up one day and say I had a battery. Right? And I just knew this battery. And I just knew this battery is gonna change the world. This is before Elon Musk.
You talking about acrimony?
Huh?
You talking about acrimony?
Huh?
But that's different though. He didn't just wake up with a battery. That was his lifelong work.
So, okay.
That's very different.
Well, okay, how is it different?
Now, what Will Smith was doing in Pursuit of Happiness, when nigga got all them, what them was, defibrillators or something?
No, you talking about them bone density scanners?
Yeah, now
he bought a bunch of them.
You get a pallet of them.
The man was an entrepreneur though.
I feel you though.
What's his guy name off of acrimony? He was an inventor.
Yeah, right.
Innovator.
Exactly.
So
two different things though. One of them is life's work. The other one is, hey man, I'm trying to flip this pallet.
Amazon pallet.
I spent all our money on this pallet of bone density
scanner. He was trying to sell them jokers to Kelsey Sebo,
and she wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying?
I got these wardrobe, man.
She wasn't having it, my boy. So acrimony is very different, man.
I feel like
acrimony is very different, bro.
Okay, all right. Let's break it down then. Because if you ask me, let me just tell you where I'm at with it. I don't care what I want to do aside. Anything that I want to do or I have my mind on doing, you should support me 100%.
Even if you just woke up and said, hey, we was doing this yesterday, now today we doing this.
That's like if you just got constantly, you just can't make your mind up. That speaks to, instability. And that's when we got, now we talking grounds for divorce.
Did you see?
Because you put
Did
you
you
just
see the
taking his
interview?
family through all which one?
With Desi? He was saying his girlfriend or whoever at the time didn't believe in what he had going on.
That's what I feel like is an example of it. How it was in acrimony, right? Everything is not gonna be overnight.
It wasn't. She didn't
show it to me then.
She did not believe him. She just stopped waiting. She didn't feel like waiting any longer. Which, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't be mad at that. And
I'm gonna be honest. In all honesty, bro, I would have gave up long before she did.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
That don't mean it was right though.
It don't mean it was. It don't mean. And then the sequence of events that led up to it. You damn near fucked the brother-in-law business up. You know what I'm saying? He lost the house.
Man, took off in the truck.
You know what I'm saying? So
the truck running.
And then you come in and you tell your woman I turned down what 280 or you turned down a large
bankroll,
a large lump sum of money.
They could have got them all out of.
Bro, you gotta understand what people head at
versus.
You know
all right, I know what you're talking about. I didn't see all of Desi Banks' interview.
Yeah, I ain't see all of it.
But I know what you're talking about, and it speaks to the same. It speaks to the same outlook. If you in a relationship with somebody that you truly care about, like you should have you should try to have their back, or you should try to just get out of their way. Right?
Oh yeah.
You either in the game or you in the way. It's one of the two. You're gonna either be in the game or you're gonna be in the way. That's just the bottom line. You cannot say, let's say you want, like my man had the battery, right? And I get it. The juice ran out. Like I'm running out of energy with this here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to just go ahead, call a spade, and say you just gonna be, this is a failed marriage. That's your right and your prerogative, to do so, but don't get angry or upset when, you made the decision to part ways, and now 5 years later, now I'm a millionaire, billionaire, whatever he became.
I don't know how long it was later, but I don't care if it was a week later. She was wrong.
Yeah, right.
I don't care if
she
it was
came back and
later.
killed him, didn't she kill him?
Nah.
She came back and went on this boat and yacht and shit.
Nah, she ain't killed nobody though. She was the one that I think she ended up dying or getting threw overboard or.
I thought she had found them on their boat and she turned into a stalker or something.
No, she
turned
into a stalker long before
they was
that.
cruising on the boat, and then she came through and started shooting at him or something.
They got in like a little tussle, and I think
so. Nobody died.
I think she went overboard.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's some crazy crash out this.
She talking about you staying in the house that I supposed to be in the penthouse now, baby.
You live though.
That's what I'm. Man, listen. For anybody who think that man was wrong in what he did, seek help.
You legally filed for divorce.
Seek help.
This is a legal proceeding here. Do we, Judge Baden and the hammer and everything, the gavel and everything. It's over. It's serious. It's over.
The man was washing dishes, man. The man was in a shelter. Now don't be mad when they say what they say. One person's trash is another person's treasure. Something like that.
Hey man,
when the old lady came and scooped him up and got him on his feet and propelled his dream forward. She was in a position to propel.
She put him back on the map. Pretty much. I wouldn't say put him back on the map, but she got him back into a better position to execute. Continue his work. What happened?
Yeah.
Versus Desi Banks, it was just more so for impatience.
With
like,
Desi,
I have no investment here, so there's no point in me. Why should I continue this arrangement if they married?
Do people believe in comedians though? I never heard one person. Heard one comedian say, "Man, this person that was in my corner was all in on my dream." You know what I'm saying? Comedians usually, I think comedy is one of the hardest. I think that's one of the hardest things to get behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it is,
because you got to be funny at all times.
You can't have a lapse in funniness. And
think about it. Just imagine you married, you come home and tell your wife a joke, and that shit was just lame.
And she don't laugh. That'll mess me up, bro.
If you can't make the person if you can't make the person that's obligated to laugh at you laugh.
That's what I was gonna say. Like if I think that also is what plays into it. If you don't believe in me, how can I, go into the world and understand accept, those people, believing in me.
I'm not gonna lie. Dreams are not. It's the reason why you have them and you have them alone. They are not made for a community to push you through and get you over to the next level. So your spouse or your significant other, whoever it is, they should support you. And damn them if they don't. They should. But if you gonna let that stop you from reaching the goals that you trying to reach and from you trying to get the stuff done that you want to get done, then it ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? A person who chasing dreams should be able to overlook anybody that's not supporting them. I don't care who the person is.
It's hard to. It's a hard thing to believe in, though.
Look at how many rappers say my mama didn't support me, my daddy didn't support me. You know what I'm saying?
City didn't support.
Yeah. But what if it stopped them? Yeah. You want to have some of the people. Toby said all the time his mama didn't support him being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have some partners that tell you, hey man, what Charlamagne said.
Get a job, little
that ain't it, B. Some people gonna tell you that, man, but
get
you know
a job,
what I'm
little nigga.
And sometimes it hurt, but you gotta fuel the fire. At some point you gotta be real with yourself,
bro. If my wife told me, let's say I was talking about comedians in this bad situation, my wife told me that you should consider something else. We divorced that day. Get out of here.
What if she ain't lying though? What if she?
You gonna have to find a better way to tell me,
bro.
You gonna have to find a better way to tell me, man.
You gotta think about it, man.
I'm not gonna be able to take it. I can't stand it.
You know what support is too, though. Support is me helping you correct your actions right here before you just go out into the world and give them this trash product.
I could dig that. Not, you're right.
If you was a chef, bro, and you cooked for your wife and she told you it was good, knowing damn well,
like, don't lie to me,
it was trash, and here you go out here. You know what? Guess what? I'm selling plates tomorrow.
You right about that. You right about
man.
that. We had an episode about criticism without being offended.
You know what I'm
make
saying?
sure y'all check out that episode YouTube. But that plays a part of that too. Like, you can't. Are you even prepared to accept? Like I said, I ain't gonna be able to stand it.
Sometimes you need to get offended though. Sometimes it take offense to correct an action. If you don't get offended, sometimes when people don't get offended, they feel like they don't have to change anything or they don't have to fix anything. If I came in here and said, hey my boy, you put my damn brakes on backwards, you don't know what the hell you doing.
Yeah, man.
And you be like, you know what, bro?
Let me check this shit.
Yeah, sometimes it takes correction. Sometimes it takes you being offended. Because offense makes you take a long look at yourself, a deeper look.
Okay, well let's go back to Battery Man.
Bet.
What's Battery Man and his wife? What's the threshold? What can be applied as a universal threshold if we had to apply? Well, I know everybody's situation is the same. Every person ain't gonna love equally, and universally. But if we had to have a generic line in the sand? What is it gonna be? She went. I don't know. I can't remember how long it was.
It was years. They was in college. Like they was together in college.
So what's gonna be the line in the sand and say, man, look, if Elon don't come buy this motherfucking battery, come the summer.
But also with him,
I'm out. You know what I mean?
The thing was his idea. Nobody said he had a bad idea. He just had trouble making it work. You know what I'm saying?
I know it was a battery, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Like a battery or something.
So if you having trouble making something work, if you have a great idea, but you're just having some trouble executing it, then it's always room there. It's always room for something to happen, for you to reach a breaking point to where you just, you reach the breakthrough. And that's what happened in the movie. The breakthrough just came
too late.
Too late, yeah.
Too little, too late.
When it finally hit, he was already divorced.
He sent her a check for like $10 million.
Nah, he ain't sent it to her. He gave it to her in person.
He's like,
not only that, she ridiculed him when he came and talked to her. Hey, can I just get a couple minutes of your time?
What's up, little battery boy?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was Man,
So
if you
battery
seen the
man.
movie, then you know exactly how she acting. You know
Battery
exactly
boy.
what I mean when that man came up in there to her job.
He was real. I mean, the dude was humble in the presence of his wife.
I want to know what everybody feel like he could have done different. What could he have done?
He was real humble in the presence of his wife. I will admit that because, you know, that couldn't have been me.
Hey man, you got a house that's paid for. He bought your mama house back for you. He gave you $10 million.
He bought the house back.
Yes.
The one he mortgaged.
The one that
they lost.
The one that he lost. Yeah, he gave it back to her.
So he made her whole, is what you're saying.
How many missing pieces you gonna have with $10 million in the
You right. So
in the
she
house
was made whole after all that time and a divorce, which he didn't have to do none of that. There was no law or stipulation that says he had to do that. The right thing to do is not, you know, held up in the court of law.
Hey man,
In divorce court, what the right thing to do is, you know, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So he didn't have to do none of that, and he did it.
let me tell you, if that man would have had a breakthrough and the breakthrough was only $1 million, she would have been ecstatic. She would have been overly happy. That she would have never left. You know,
Never left.
But he came and he brought you a $10 million check.
With everything.
We talking about $10 million, man.
With everything that you lost. $10 million on a Tuesday.
$10 million, bro.
She hadn't even went to lunch yet.
If you go to jail,
he put up on that work,
if
didn't
you go to jail for being wrongly convicted, you don't even get $10 million back from the state. I'm just saying, man. What could he have done different?
She wasn't having that, brother.
He did. I ain't. You know.
Yeah, but okay, I got you.
I just don't know.
But bring it back to the question. What's gonna be the threshold? How long or how far? That's probably gonna be the question. That's gonna be the poll. How long or how far does one have to go before they call it quits in an arrangement or marriage or relationship that will require faith? Because that's what it's gonna be. Blind faith in leadership.
I think when your sacrifices start affecting the people in your house in a negative way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Greatness requires sacrifice.
It does require sacrifice.
Okay, so how much should one be able to stand?
But if you have a family and y'all in a home, sacrifices shouldn't cost y'all home.
Every day?
Sacrifices shouldn't put you and your wife and your kids out on the street.
I'm gonna call that subjective, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna call that subjective. I don't feel like I feel like if we have to do, we're gonna do what we gotta do, and you know, it is what it is, and it ain't what it's not.
But look though,
I don't think there shouldn't be a limit to what I know for sure is gonna be greatness for us.
But it's a difference between sacrificing and delayed gratification. I think what you're talking about is more so the delayed gratification. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to go and get a $1 million house when you trying to make dreams work. But the house, the $300,000 house or the $250,000 house or the rent house that y'all do have, if your sacrifice is causing y'all to be put out on the street or have to go shelter with somebody else, it's getting to the point. It's getting to the point where things are, you know what I'm saying, you costing everybody else.
So what about my man? You said the pursuit of happiness. What my man Will Smith? Will Smith, they was on the street.
Will Smith lost. Will Smith. His woman walked out on him.
There you go. It's same situation. All these women, they walking out.
But he wasn't paying bills. Okay. It's a difference though.
Okay.
It's a difference. Chasing your dreams should not require you to not pay bills.
He had an inability to pay his debts.
You know what I'm saying? That's a different world.
That's a part of entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a phase of, because he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
My man's was an innovator. That's different. Desi Banks is an artist. So we could talk about three different styles, but the outcome was the same. The wife left, the spouse left. Why is that? Because like you said, you say he wasn't paying bills, but he was an entrepreneur. The inability for you to pay your debts is gonna be a phase. It's gonna happen. It ain't nowhere around it. Every business has to go through that.
But also, an entrepreneur is one who is creating something to get to a better means of business. It was a get rich quick thing that he came across.
It wasn't MLM. I was finna say MLM.
You know what I'm saying?
It was for real. It was a for real thing though. It just flopped.
Yeah.
He had he bought the, you know, because what if I remember correctly, what was happening was when he was trying to sell them to the practices or whatever, the doctors or whoever buys them, they was like, yeah, we don't really use that. They got X-rays now or whatever.
Yeah,
because it was a bone density scan.
Right, which that's not being an entrepreneur.
Well, he was selling them. He bought a product to sell it.
If I go out here right now and buy 100 VCRs and I try to sell them, would you call me an entrepreneur?
People who own businesses definition of an entrepreneur. That can mean a lot of things. It's a really vast.
It's a vast thing, but you know
term.
what I'm saying. What he to me, what he had or what he was trying to do was not something that an entrepreneur go out here and do. An entrepreneur gonna find a need for something. There was no need for what Will Smith was doing in Pursuit of Happiness. I think the
need had expired.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because the guy told him like, yeah, we just don't need this Joker. He sold a few of them.
He ended up selling a couple of them to private practices and stuff like that.
What's his son's name? Jaden. He bought Jaden some candy and stuff.
Some shit.
He's like, man, can we get one of these candies, man?
Yeah.
Man, go get the candy, big dog. Paid, still started turning around, but he ended up having to change his whole, his whole plan.
And I think, I think that movie was more so not about him being an entrepreneurship, just about him just striving to get something better. Because just overcoming your circumstances. Really, it was the movie really had very little to do with him selling those things, and more so about him trying to become a account broker or whatever it was.
Yeah, he ended up going a stockbroker for some.
Yeah, stockbroker. So it was that was what it was about. The struggles it took because at that time he was still trying to make money selling those devices. But now you in an internship, but you ain't making no money. And
it was still hard though.
Yeah, it was hard.
Like my man's.
Yeah, it was hard. When they slept in that restroom,
that broke me down.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, disclaimer: if you ain't seen none of these movies, Acrimony, Pursuit of Happiness,
go check them out.
Our Fault. You gonna come across some shit. Some stuff. But it's
when he went to the restroom was the breaking point. I feel like. But his wife, I wonder if this. I wonder. His ex-wife.
That was the low. That was the low point. That was the
lowest point.
You can't get no lower than that. You and your child sleeping in the subway.
I wonder did his ex-wife know about that?
Would he was
still trying? He took him. I think he took him.
He told her she
like,
wanted to take the son,
and she's like, "Nah, I'm taking him."
She wanted to take the son, and he told her, "No, you're not taking my son." Yeah. Which was, it was. Hey, very high and mighty as a father. Mm-hmm. But you gotta understand what you about to put this boy through too.
Yeah.
Some people want to take the kids out of spite. I'm not sure what his reason was. I'm not even sure if that's how it happened in real life.
She was walking though. It's like she was walking.
I'm not even.
She was straight up walking. Like, and I don't feel like it was that long. Like she didn't go through everything. Battery Man.
No, because
she was going after hey man, we got a pink light bill.
Yeah,
it's time for me to go.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta. I don't know how these things happen in real life, but from the movie.
Oh.
So yeah, my
the
boy,
fucking light bill turned pink, and she was out of there like, I'm not. This is not me. This is beyond me. I am not having this.
Hey man.
But I mean, like I said, you can't draw a threshold or draw a line in the sand for everybody and how they gonna be in a relationship. But I feel like
you
have to go through a phase of uncomfortable, living, of undesirable living. Like you got to be uncomfortable in a phase of your relationship, a phase of your marriage. It's gonna happen.
Adversity is gonna always.
Yeah, like trial is going to present itself. Yeah, you're not going to present itself. It's guaranteed.
You're not going to know what you're made of until you get to those points. But also, what's uncomfortable for somebody may not be the point of being uncomfortable for somebody else.
I saw a quote. I hope I don't mess it up.
You're about to mess it up.
It said, "Men will put aside their happiness to make their wives happy, but women will put aside their men to make themselves happy."
Damn, that's cold.
It's crazy.
It's cold right there.
That's what it said, brother.
Can I quote you?
Go ahead. I mean, it wasn't mine. I ain't right. But that's what it said, though. which is, and these 3 examples of what we talking about here that, which is a question I originally asked, like, that's what all these outcomes were. Like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I think men and women do
The same
both.
thing.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't just gonna put that on women because that'll be naive of us. And we, this is not a woman bashing podcast.
It just happened though. Like, patterns is patterns. It is what it is.
Stuff just happened.
The
You know what I'm
shoe
saying?
fit wide, man.
But
I think
it depends on what kind of situation we talking about.
I think both parties should be held accountable to a certain level of adultery. That's the wrong word. What am I talking about? Being a responsible adult. Right?
Right.
You like, hey, don't you get to slipping and don't let me slip. But don't just dip on me just because you uncomfortable.
But
you know what I mean? Because
this is what
I'm not gonna forgive you.
This is what some people do though. Some people, and you can call me on this, some people do not hold up their end of the bargain.
Okay.
And that's what a trouble.
Them batteries supposed to hit, huh?
That's where the trouble start coming in at. You know what I'm saying?
I could dig it because I put up this house. And the battery flopped.
Listen, man. If you a man and you told this woman, at the altar, whatever the case may be, I'm here. I'm your protector. I'm your provider. I'm gonna make sure you always good. I'm gonna, you ain't gonna want for nothing.
You guys are jar
You ain't gonna
mayonnaise in the
need for
refrigerator.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at some point, when you stop doing those things, you ain't holding up your end of the bargain, man. Now, also, it's safe for richer or for poor, but richer or for poor is that. Hey, man, that can be. You can interpret that any way.
That's the oath that y'all create. That's the pact. What is it called, brother? I'm not married. What's it called? Vows?
Yeah.
Those are the vows that y'all made to each other. So, hey, man, like how you gonna break the code? You promise.
It's also
for better or worse, rich or poor,
Hey.
battery or no battery, big dog. Like you gotta stay.
That's what the preacher say. But you make your own vows.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, at the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, that you go. That's the reason you go to. Sometimes
Marriage counseling.
Yeah, that's for communication. But that's the reason you go ask a father for his daughter's hand in marriage. You ask him
for responsibility.
To
accept
turn over responsibility of your daughter to me.
I want you to relinquish responsibility to me, and I'm gonna take care of it from here.
Now, if you got something going on and she supports you, cool. But now, if you got something going on and that she out on her ass on the street, big dog, that's not what you asked for my daughter's hand for.
Yeah, but I mean,
things happen. People chase dreams. Women stick with them. Husbands stick with them. People get tired.
Well, I think it's probably. If you can't make it past the situationship phase, that's maybe where things go wrong. Like if y'all, the two parties, if they was beyond the situationship phase, it probably would have worked out for the bit. Like I feel like Desi Banks, I don't know.
I don't know if he was married.
Yeah, I feel like there was a situation like, man, because when you start there, you're at the bottom. It's more so like we really kind of with each other because we need each other.
Yeah.
Like, does that happen to parties where, the two parties don't need each other, they just want each other?
Probably so.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there's less likely these outcomes are less likely to happen if they was beyond their situationship phase. Or, need, you know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. We gotta ask the people, brother.
You gotta understand too. If somebody choose to leave, and if you choose to leave somebody, and they level up after you gone, I don't care if you been gone for an hour. It don't matter what they decide to do after you decide to walk out their life.
Yeah.
You need to just be grown and let that go.
The deal was sealed.
You know what I'm saying?
Said you was that.
If your woman decide, hey man, I'm gone, I'm leaving you, and you walk right to the corner store 10 minutes after that, and you get a lottery ticket and you done won the Powerball. Hey baby, I'm sorry. I can't have you no more. I can't, because how can you trust that again? How can you trust that?
How can I know when not once this billion run out? You know, you gonna go.
Say billion.
How much you said?
You run out of billion. Something wrong.
But
both,
you did
something
what I'm
wrong
saying,
with
though.
you.
You
She
deserve-
need you. Yeah,
you deserve to get left.
She made the right choice.
But you know, how far does a person need to go?
How far are you willing to go?
How far? Yeah, there you go, brother.
How far are you willing to go? I say when it gets to the point where you chasing those dreams, that's when the sacrifices start to affect the household in a negative way. It's time. It's time to have a conversation
About separation?
not necessarily about separation, but about what you're doing just as a whole. Maybe you doing something wrong.
The continuance of government.
Maybe
Who's
you
gonna
doing,
carry the
you know what I'm
legacy,
saying?
you know?
Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe what you're doing has already reached its height and you don't know it yet. You can't see it.
I feel like you better march to the beat of this drum until the drum stops beating me.
Charlemagne book say F your dreams, because sometimes people just chasing something that it ain't worth it. It ain't gonna work. It ain't, you know, no matter how, you know, they got a saying that just long as you consistent, stuff will always work out for you. But if sometimes that ain't true.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
That's just what worked for whoever told you that.
Yeah.
You know, people be in the right place at the right time.
You gotta see track. Even if I've heard the saying 1,000 times, if you get 1,000 no's, all you need is one yes. What happened when you get 1,001 no's? You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes you
gotta have some level of success in what you're doing.
Sometimes you gotta wake up and realize.
Just get you know, feed the next phase or feed the next level, right?
Exactly.
Let us know, y'all, in the comments.
Man,
how far you gonna go, man? Is you gonna sell a house for the dream, or is you gonna say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and cut him. Let's get him moving up on out of there. Women, ladies, you know, I mean, some men have to do the same thing. Put they, you know, women through school and stuff like that, so they can you know, better themselves. But start there. You know, don't buy a house until you get to the point where you want to be at. Don't buy a house and then say, "Hey, I'm chasing these dreams. Now we selling the house." No, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Very different. That's very different. Let us know in the comments, y'all. Drama Kingz podcast on all platforms.
Talk to each other, man.
It's your boy Alvis. I'm in here with my man Ken. Take him out, baby.
Talking about Ken, man. Hey, talk to the people that you in a relationship with or pursuing something with. Don't just be with somebody and not knowing if they gonna jump ship when the ship starts sinking. Hey, man, come on now. How long was whole girl was with Leonardo DiCaprio for what? They was together for. They was together for about an hour. And she ain't let him go, man. You know.
She went back to the site and like she called the whole crew to go find a boat, big dog. Just so she can get, you know. Do you realize how good that? You know what? All right, y'all. We're gonna get up on out of here, man. Drama Kingz podcast.
Titanic never sank, man.